Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to tonight's council meeting. Would you please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the meeting to order and open the roll call.
Goodell.
Here.
Slater.
Here.
Rusher.
Here.
Hader.
Here. Then we need a motion to approve the agenda as printed.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We need a motion to approve the minutes of the October 7th, 2013 regular council meeting.
Moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Then we need a motion to approve the minutes of the October 18th, 2013 special council meeting.
Move approved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Then we need a motion to approve the September treasurer's report.
Move to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Anything from the public in attendance this evening? If not, Clint, people service report, please.
Well, we're still going along down to the water plant. Everything switched kind of gears inside down. The electrician has all the wiring pulled to the chlorine contact chamber. They have power in there. The plate press building has got power. I don't think they've started anything up yet, but still hoping to get the generator tied in as quick as they can, but it's still on hold, I guess, so. But
Short parts or?
well, no, the
Okay.
wiring and tying it in, I think there's some controls they're still waiting for on some of that, so. But we did do our, I think during our September and October, we did our lead and copper test. We all came back, everything passed with that, so that was good, so it'll be another 3 years for that, so. But they started concrete work. I think sand's out front, is gonna pour a slab out front, they're gonna get it this week. And then I think the flood wall is, they're gonna start that too. They had a pump truck last weekend, with the outriggers, the big pumper, the outriggers were too wide, so they had to redo it, but I think they did get a start on that, so. But things are slowly coming together, so. I think we just found out we do have a 2-inch water main break, 6th Avenue South, up there by the church, I think, somewhere. So we just found that out tonight, so that's Aaron's fault. So jinxing this, but,
Let the season begin.
yeah, right.
Well, early for frostbite.
Yeah, and everything else, we got the wastewater plant, we got a clarifier all inspected, filled up. The guys finished the A basin, the east one today, repaired some diffusers on there, that's back up and running, so. Any questions, comments?
Where are we at? You still kind of have a completion date or tentative date on the water plant, do we?
I think it's still on schedule last I heard.
The end of December, was it?
Yeah.
I think somewhere in there. I'll be, I don't know, just keep.
Now, if we actually stay on that,
Not gonna say
but
that.
at this point, if you look at, they do a very elaborate plan as far as, all of the different process replacements and
Yeah,
pouring it in.
everything kind of comes together.
Every critical path as you go through the project. And I think there's nothing really holding them back at this point from meeting that deadline. So long as they can keep moving through the way that they have, they should be done, substantially done by the end of December with just some final works like seeding and whatnot, and the end of next year, or the beginning of next year. So,
Are the two towers working together yet, or we?
No, still waiting for controls. I think they're gonna start the south tower in November. So I don't know if there's some of those other controls that are gonna be put in there and a recirculation pump in there too, but they haven't started that yet, so we're still, it's in operation basically, but we're still kind of blind by it, so.
Are we still drawing off both towers then?
Yeah,
Okay.
yep, we are, so.
And then we're on schedule to work on the old water tower then, are we?
I think that might have got put back just due to all this construction.
Okay.
We got the new valves in up there though. They did get the new valves cut into place and that, that, so we can isolate it now. New fire hydrants in up there, so. But this next round, when they do the inside, we're gonna have to drain it again, so they can do their work in there, so like I said, that'll be in November, and hopefully weather's still somewhat nice. So,
Get you guys ready.
Yeah, keep our fingers crossed.
yeah. So, okay, thank you.
Thank you, Clint.
Yep.
All right.
Under unfinished business, Deb Rubert is here this evening and was not contacted at the last meeting. I would like to say a couple words, I guess, anyway, so Deb, if you would.
First off, I'm not here to talk about the cross on 16th Avenue North. Somehow that got miscommunicated on my request to be here tonight. I would, however, like to thank you for taking the time to consider my request, and I totally respect everybody's decision as you were following city codes. You did what was right. Secondly, I'd like to apologize for not being at the last meeting. I would also like to apologize on behalf of the city administrator for not notifying me that I was supposed to be there, and I would like to request a formal apology from Mr. Burnett for his mistake.
Well, I in no way intended to deceive you or anything along those lines. I mentioned that October 7th was when we were going to have the meeting. I think I proceeded to say that I would give you a call, and I apologize for not giving you a call on that.
Thank you. If I could have been here, I would have asked the city attorney a few other questions I have, saving the city money and time. But I'm not going to waste any more of the city's time or money on this issue. Walt and Aaron are both aware of the questions I have, and hopefully will follow up on them, and will call me when you have an answer. Lastly, but most importantly, I want to give a big apology to everyone that was here at the last meeting who had to read the vile lies that were presented to you in the letter that the city attorney received about my family and Tanner from Mr. Daggy, Mr. used lightly. We are a caring Christian family that help out in the community whenever we can. I hope anybody that knows our family understands who we are dealing with and that we are not bad people, and Tanner was not a loose cannon. Tanner was active in sports, school, and the community. We may not live in Humboldt, but we live in what we call Humboldt community, and there is no better community to raise a family in. Thank you again for your time and consideration.
Under new business, we need a motion to approve a street closure request from the Chamber of Commerce for the October 26, 2013 Three Rivers Trail Run. I think you all got a copy of that in your packets and stuff anyway.
You'll see that one of those, in the notes I had said it's actually 2nd Avenue North. That 2nd Avenue North is the one that will actually be closed. 5th Street next to Taft will also be closed, but not, it'll have an officer on it, so you can still go through, but will be closed at time while the officer's directing people across 5th Street. The problem with closing 5th Street is, A, that it's a main artery through, and even if you did close it, people would go around and then just run back into the route that is through Humboldt. So rather than try and direct everybody around the route, it just made more sense to let people through and just block it off periodically as you have runners coming through.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Second, we need a motion to approve an employment agreement with the Humboldt Dakota City Chamber of Commerce for an administrative assistant.
You'll see the agreement in the packet. The chamber has a candidate in mind. They're going to bring that candidate in front of the chamber board, and at that point, offer the formal position to the candidate. But the agreement is in the shape of the HCDA agreement. Essentially, we just took and changed the name at the top because it's just a pass-through so that the city can act as the payroll administrator essentially for the chamber. That cost, I think, would probably be cost prohibitive for having that position if they had to go do it permanently.
Sure.
You know, probably can't even ask, is it a local person, that they're considering?
Yes. I think I'm like, which one was it?
Just curious.
It's, yeah, until they hired him, I should say.
Right. I understand.
But, yeah, they had 4 candidates and they were very strong. It was kind of nice to see they had, you know, people who probably would be way overqualified for an administrative assistant position, but just a lot of people who wanted to do right and help the chamber out, so.
Just like a part-time job then, or
Yeah,
what?
it's just 4 hours,
Okay.
4 hours a day, 20 hours a week. The goal is to have that person have the same hours every day for those 4 hours, take care of whatever administrative work there is as far as answering phones and returning calls, taking care of the mail, getting bills paid, processing dues, things like that. And then the chamber board would be doing more of like the event coordination and things like that. So that tended to be a very large time commitment as far as just, you know, some of the event coordination things where you're standing around making sure things are going the way they should be, but it's still time that you're spending at all the different events. That and then, you know, some of the just rounding things up aspect of it, you know, making sure that you've got all the signs for, you know, downtown sounds or, you know, going through on the parade route and making sure that things are marked out correctly and whatnot, so.
Any other questions? Well, we need a motion.
Vote to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? A new chamber person starting then soon, I hope. Is that fairly quickly?
I think depending on if the person can accept, I think the preference would be to, I had said January 1, and I think they want to, knowing that where the candidates are at, I think they want to start it much sooner than that because they found something quicker than they thought they would. So I'm guessing that they're looking at maybe mid-November as a start date.
Christmas stuff in maybe then or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely with the chamber bucks and things like that, they started getting pretty busy through the Christmas season, so.
All right. On to resolutions. We need a motion to approve the following proposed resolution of 2013-108. A resolution approving pay estimate number 1 for Welch Construction Incorporated of Green Island, the amount of $65,975.60 for the sanitary sewer extension 7th Avenue South Addition project.
The sewer work is completed on 7th Avenue South Addition. The developer that I mentioned at the last meeting is hoping to start construction on all 8 lots by November 4th.
Of this year?
Yes,
Really?
they want to move very fast with this.
You got their still calling around looking for developers.
Or for contractors,
Yeah.
they can bring their own people in, okay, no. They just prefer to use some local people.
I see, okay.
So they've got, I think they have all the trades covered, but if they can get somebody local, they'll work with local people. If not, they'll bring in people from Mankato.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, the building trades here are so busy that I told them right from the start, if you intend on doing this, you're probably going to have to bring a lot of people in because everybody's real busy right through the winter. So I don't believe they'll have any problems, but I did give them the names of who I could think of
Okay.
that was available. So with that in mind, like I said, they want to get started putting basements in before the frost is completely in, which with the way it's getting cold might not be too long.
Actually going to have basements even.
Yeah, they'll have the basements in, and then most of them will be ranch or split level design. Finishing off the basements for bottom 2 would be the 2 bedrooms on the lower level, 2 bedrooms up. I think a bath on lower and bath on the upper level. So
Whose responsibility is it to clean up the mess that's still down there?
Humboldt County Housing's responsibility. They have, the final 2 trailers have been signed off on. The agreements are completely in place. Worst case scenario, we were hoping to find somebody to just take them as scrap and get them out of there. That hasn't occurred yet. Worst case scenario, just crumple it up, put it in the roll-off. I was hoping to get those out of there before we had somebody come in and clean it up, because there's gonna be more trash there as soon as you move the other trailers out. So it made more sense to get those out than just bring in like the payloader and drop them into a roll-off. But we'll see it. If by the end of the week I can't get it out of there, then take some other action to get the trailers out.
Ever talked to the guy from Pioneer that,
The junkyard?
what's his name?
No, but
Has a scrapyard in Pioneer.
No, who's, you know?
Can't think of the name of the outfit, but you could call about this, probably.
Pioneer.
Yeah,
Okay.
he may be interested in those 2 trailers.
I'll give him a call. I guess with that in mind, the other thing with the developer moving forward is we just need council to, don't need really a motion or anything, but just the intent with moving forward, because Humboldt County Housing will be doing the spec on the south floor, which does not have road or street or water to it right now. So the housing group moving forward with those 4 homes would just need the council to commit to putting that infrastructure in. It's already, we've talked about it. It's, what was that, probably about 4 meetings ago, we talked about the water. The street is, can be funded out of, it would not be tax increment financing. It would be lost and partially water from where the water goes through. You could fund part of that, because there's gonna be a cut there and some things you have to put in.
all my money you can use there.
No, because the houses aren't gonna be LMI. To be LMI, they have to be down to 130, and this developer is more, this person's more market rate. So it's not gonna be a subsidized scenario. So it's more about 100, say, somewhere between 180 and 190. as
Okay,
opposed
so
to-
these won't be low income homes.
No,
Originally we
bottom.
talked about.
No, we had talked about doing the LMI. The one, the Knowles property will still, the one that was burned down there would still be LMI. And so, Humboldt County Housing's doing